Peace to everybody. This is about measles case aboard Church of Scientology-owned cruise ship quarantines 28 people. And as you know, in the previous video I have done about this church, and now this is a follow-up for the Church of Scientology, and I recommend you please do not join that church because they are definitely a cult. Thanks to Leo Remini, who exposed all the abuse that went on in the Church of Scientology. And as you can see here in the picture, the danger unvaccinated children. And in this other picture, FDA approved safe for kids. And as you can see, all the stuff that's in there. A case of the measles was confirmed aboard a Church of Scientology-owned ship in Caraco, leaving 28 people quarantined. So yeah, so it was definitely confirmed that the Church of Scientology-owned ship has been quarantined 28 people because they got the measles. Health officials in Caraco, an island country in the Dutch of Caribbean, announced Saturday that the group of 17 crew members and 11 passengers must stay aboard until Monday because they're still at risk of contracting measles after a female crew member contracted the disease. So the people that are on board, they have to stay there until tomorrow, and they have no choice because of there's still a risk of contracting the measles. And as you can see here in the picture, this is the picture of the free winds that is with the Church of Scientology that is down in Clearwater, Florida. That a lot of people were aboard this ship, and about half of the ship has gotten the measles already. Dr. Izzy Gerstenbluth, an epidemiologist with the Public Health of Caraco, told reporters that the rest of the 318 people who were in total on the ship are free to leave, as they are not a threat to anyone anymore, and they cannot become sick anymore. So the rest of the people, they're afraid. I mean, not afraid. Excuse me. They're okay to leave, so they're free to leave. So after they left, they cannot become sick anymore. So I guess the rest of the people who had it, they must have been sick, so now they can't be sick anymore. The Church of Scientology said in a statement that Caraco authorities acknowledged the Free Winds, a 440-foot ship based on the Caribbean, for its strict isolation protocol, which effectively contained the illness to a single case and prevented it from spreading to others. So yeah, so they were aware of it. And of course the Caraco authorities acknowledged the Free Winds because somebody had the measles, that person had to be isolated, and now more people have it, and now they have to be isolated, and they have no choice but to stay in their room or wherever their other parts of the ship they're at. The ship, which the church states on its website is home of a religious retreat ministering the most advanced level in spiritual counseling, was previously quarantined in St. Lucia and arrived in its home port of Caraco a week ago. So it's a religious retreat, but I still would not recommend to be with the Church of Scientology because, like I said, they're a cult. They abuse people. They keep you away from families, friends, anything, even make you quit your job and everything else. And I would not recommend this church at all. And of course, it was previously quarantined before in St. Lucia, and it was in the home of Caraco a week ago. Authorities at that time took 277 blood samples from those who did not have proof of vaccination and sent them to the Netherlands. The crew member who contracted the measles had previously been in Europe and arrived in Caraco on April 17th with cold symptoms. She was tested for measles but had already left for St. Lucia by the time the results came back. So yeah, so there was a woman that had blood tests taken. It was sent to the Netherlands, and by the time the results came back, she disappeared to who knows where. But it's really dangerous to be having these measles. If you don't get your kids vaccinated, your children are gonna have measles no matter what. Please get your children vaccinated. Forget about these lies, what you hear about them, because what the lies that are told to you are not true. You can have your children vaccinated. More than 700 people in 22 U.S. states have gotten measles this year, with federal officials saying the rest resurgence is driven by misinformation about vaccines. Symptoms include runny nose, fever, and a red spotted rash. Most people recover, but measles can lead to pneumonia, brain swelling, and even death in some cases. So, yeah, please, these are the symptoms. If you don't get your children vaccinated, they're going to have runny nose, fever, red spotted rash, along with pneumonia, brain swelling, and even death in some cases. So, whatever lies you heard about them, again, please do not listen to the lies because they make up stories that are not true just to scare you. And it is safe to get the shots. So don't believe anything what this mainstream media tells you or anything like that, because they're misleading people, and what they're saying is not true. They're just trying to scare you, saying, "Oh, it's not safe to do this, not safe to do that." Bull crap. Yes, it is safe, because you do not need to be scared off just because you refuse to get your children vaccinated. Don't listen to the mainstream media because they're liars. Leave your comments below. I am out.